Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls and people of all ages. Welcome to the OGRL Coffee Cup Round 2 from Monza Historic. I am James Parfitt. I'm going to be joined in the booth from Jim Cunningham here this afternoon or this morning, wherever you are in the world. Well, let us know because it's early over in the US, but it's mid-afternoon over here in the UK. We've got 75 minutes of racing lined up for you. 65% fuel for the LMP2, 65% fuel for the GT3s. So we'll see what happens here as well. Let's bring Jim into the booth. Jim, welcome in.
I am crazy excited about this historic layout at Monza. Adding the oval into this track is it's absolute chaos, and I love it. I'm excited.
It's definitely going to be that, Jim. I think if anybody's seen racing here before, well, you're in for a little bit of a barnstormer. Why are you in for a barnstormer? Well, it's going to be exciting. We've seen some SR8s go there this season as well in a different series. We're now looking at LMP2s and GT3s. This may have had something to do with me, this pick a track. I got a message saying, JP, pick a track. So I did, and this was it. So we'll see how these guys get on. Multi-class racing, of course, is going to be very, very exciting indeed. I don't know if you've ever raced around here before, Jim.
I have, actually. I haven't done the combined circuit. I've done the old oval, and I've done the regular course, but I've never done the combined. So I am really excited because this oval is absolutely nuts. It's fast, and it's narrow, and it's rough.
Yeah, it definitely is, and this is going to be the thing for the overtakes here as well. You can still see we've got Ascari on the racetrack. We've still got Parabolica, but then we've got the oval added to it as well. And, well, that's going to make it very, very interesting indeed. Here you can see we'll jump on board with Rick Modric. We are into qualifying at this moment in time. We've got about 4 minutes 40 on the clock. Fantastic layout. It was in the IMSA races last season as Rick, just when you got your 5 minutes of fame, you can see the GP layout on the left hand side, and this is now going into the oval. No, we're not. Somebody go into the oval. Come on, Damien Horvath. Let's start the lap off with Damien through the curve of Bassano. You've still got that long looping right-hander after what was a traditionally turn one. Then it's just going across this chicane. There is no chicane. It's a slight little, well, not in David Horvath's mood. It's a full beam poke into Lesmo 1 and 2 through the right-hander. Let it drift a little bit wide. It is a fantastic layout. I agree with it, Sean. It should be on every calendar. Through the second Lesmo, out we go. Now, we've still got Ascari. They've still got to be a little bit mindful of Ascari. We have still got it here, but it's going to be through Ascari, and then you'll see what happens at Curve of Parabolica and there as well. Over the curb, it goes on the exit, on there on the left. Through he goes, lots of gravel spat up already. Now watch what happens at the Parabolica. Well, I'll just let you see what happens here as well. We're looking for the grass on the left-hand side. There it is, change of grass color. Just after that, we're going to hit the brakes. Now, we're going to go round. Now, what he should do, effectively, we are now to the right-hand side of the main Grand Prix layout. So this is the Grand Prix layout that's split into two. And now we're hurtling down pit wall on the right-hand side. Now we're coming into the oval. Straight over we go. Boom, 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 boom. And round the oval. This section here, Jim, is going to be very, very interesting if we start hitting multi-class.
Oh, absolutely. And even with the amount of GT3 cars in the field today, there's going to be a lot of action in this narrow section. But also, leading up to this section, coming off of pit road, being that the Grand Prix circuit is split in half, people merging on from pit road onto the regular racetrack, they have half the width there. So you're going to have cars blending really fast together there in a very narrow section.
Yeah. There we go. You can see off the oval again. Now we're to the left-hand side of the main GP straight. And that was a lap of Monza Historic on board with Damien Horvaten, who's going to go over the line. You can see 2:18s, 9:15s here for the LMP2s. For the GT3s, it's 2:30s. So almost 12 seconds slower than the LMP2s as well. That's going to make it very, very interesting when it comes to traffic. That's massive overspeed.
Yeah, and it's really going to be interesting because the closing rate on that oval is going to be amazing.
Well, I don't know if it's going to be amazing, Jim. I think it's just going to be completely manic, but we'll see what happens there.
That's amazing. It's going to be great.
Sean, was that real life IMSA that it was on? Is that real life IMSA series, or was it in iRacing last season? It'd be interesting to know. Brian Dudkowski goes out. I don't think it's real life, surely. Can't be real life.
No, I wouldn't think so. No,
it's got to be in iRacing's calendar there. Brett Basil in the Mustang. Brian Dudkowski in that Corvette. We'll jump on board with Dudkowski now. And we'll see how he gets on. No, mate, it was in iRacing. Ah, okay.
Yeah.
I did wonder, but there we go. The interesting thing is going to be some of these top speeds. 167 miles an hour, 68 for Dudkowski. What's he going to do when he comes off this? You see how much that Corvette is having a good old twitch around. Oh, all right, thanks, mate.
That's par for your morning.
Yeah, 172 in the Porsche from Brian Faluna. And that loud whistle, I bet he's going half Mutt and Jeff in that car at the moment. Faluna, with that whistle hurtling along in your ear holes. I don't know when anybody drives a Porsche in 6th gear. It just drives me bonkers. Is he going to get a time in? Just about at the end of the over he goes. And no improvements there for Brian Faluna. So we're going to bring you up the grid when it's readily available. We've got 6 LMP2s and the rest of the GT3 field. So there's going to be 20 GT3s. That's going to be an interesting one for them. And we'll see how they're going to muster this. I'm going to find this very, very interesting indeed. We have got that actual 5-minute warm-up session here, which I forget every single week.
For a year now.
Every single time. I forget there's a warm-up. Never mind, we'll bring you up the grid after the warm-up. So let's see. Yeah,
this is gonna be fun. I love the fact that you picked this track too. That it's so different. It's gonna be wonderful.
Well, I'm sure
these LMP2 cars hit almost 200 miles an hour here.
I'm sure these some of these guys might not agree with you by the end of this, Jim. To be blatantly honest. I think some of them might be a little bit grumpy with me.
No, it's going to be fun either way. Especially since this is a relaxing season for the OGRL. They're having fun this season. I'm sure it's going to be great.
I'm sure it will be. See what sort of speeds we get out of the LMP2. 186 at the moment. We're not in a draft course. 87, 88. Are we going to top north of 190? Through he goes, just breezes past that GT3 like he's not even there. Wow. Speeds are going. What are they going to hit through this second? It is a second variante. Unfortunately, there's no track layout for this one. 180. Oh man. Chris Lane.
That's going to be an interesting transition all day for those cars.
Yeah, the bounce is going to be absolutely nuts for these.
So yep, that's what got him, was that bounce.
189.
Oh, here you go.
Surely it's an inside line for the LMP2. Has to be. Going to get him on the exit. He's had to lift and slow down there at 175. Going to push the GT3, is he? Nope, through he goes and cruises on. So
he lost almost 30 miles an hour there when he had to lift because he couldn't get around that GT3. That could create its own level of chaos, especially if it's anything like that broadcast we did yesterday.
Yeah, well, this morning's one has already done one with Alex, and that wasn't any more fluent, should we say?
Oh,
It must have been the solar system's moon change or something. I don't really know, because it literally they're driving like they've all got red mist in their heads today. So I'll be interested to see how this one goes. To be honest with you, I think this could be quite manic with these cars on track.
yeah, it's going to be interesting, because that was a huge slow down there when he had to lift. I mean, oh, look at this.
Oh,
And we all know LMP2s and especially LMP3s, that the way those cars handle the rear ends, very, very twitchy in them, especially with no ABS.
yeah, the new tyre model has caused that a little bit, because obviously the new tyre model come out for GTPs and LMPs, and it's made it very, very interesting the first couple of laps. Sean's going to be joining next season. Joining the OGRL bill is for the next season. Need to get myself in something else other than the GR86. Well, I don't know if we're going to be back to flat GT3s next season, Sean, or if they're going to give this another season. We'll have to find out for you when I get the details through, but yeah, gonna be good to have you on track, Sean, there, and see you racing around on a Sunday afternoon for us in the UK.
Yeah, that'll be a big day for Sean. He'll have almost, well, not quite back-to-back races, but I'm assuming he's still going to do the GR86 as well.
Yeah, maybe. See how this one goes for these guys. 20 seconds left to warm up, and then we'll be able to bring you up the grid ready to go. But there is going to be pit stops in this 75 minutes, of course. It's going to be interesting. Ouch, that other BMW straight in the wall there of Jonathan Williams.
It's just like he just let go of the wheel.
Yeah, fortunately for Jonathan
We
Williams.
saw some pinballing yesterday too. Plenty of pinballing.
Yes, we certainly did. If you have not gone and watched the CMS race, go and have a look back. It was chaotic. Absolutely chaotic. Right, let's bring you up the grid for this race. 75 minutes, 65% fuel with pit stops. And it's going to be interesting. Damien Hovey out in front with David Van Roy alongside him in the LMP2s. And Alfie Nichols, William Bailey, Scott Carson and Chris Slane. That's the LMP2s. Then we've got Jonathan Williams, Tim Probert, Hayden Young, Brian Faluna, front four for the GT3s, and Alan Purser and Rick Modric in behind that for the top 12. James Hillerick in 13th with Jim Sawyer, 14th, Pernell Hanley, Heath Hollinger, Brian Dudkowski, Brad Tidwell, John Gardner and Cody Bonney round out the top 20. Then we've got Michael Chaplin, Quinton Price, Brett Buzzell and Chris Wolford rounded out the top 24. Then DeGrand and Mark Ossier in behind that one. And that is going to round out the grid of the 26. So hold on to your hats, ladies and gentlemen. Grab some drinks, get some popcorn, sit back and relax, because I can tell you now, this is just going to be flat out manic. 100% love the GR League, but I want to learn the GT3s more now as well. Oh, Sean, you're coming up into the big boys. What car are you going to drive, Sean? Let's know. I bet you a fiver, Jim. He says Acura.
Yeah, Sean kind of seems like an Acura guy. I could see that.
Yep. Is he going to drive the Acura? Let's know, Sean. But these guys are going to lead us away. Horvath and Van Roy.
He could be a Mercedes guy too, though.
No.
No chance.
No. Acura or Audi.
Or Beamer.
Yeah, maybe the BMW, but we'll see. See what he says as Horvath is trying to warm up the tyres. Not that he does a lot when you weave from side to side. To be blatantly honest, I think it's minimal. No, it's just showing that you can control the steering wheel, I think, for Damien Horvath in there. You can see the GT3s in behind, left a little bit of a gap. Not quite sure 7 seconds is enough. I would have left a little bit more than that, being on that, well, anything can happen going down into turn number 1. But let's see here who managed to get through the second Ascari. Second Variante, sorry, without any problems. Pace car is going to be peeling in now Horvaten, Van Roy, Nichols, Scar, Carlson, Bailey, Slane in these LMP2s. Who's going to get there? Pace car's going to peel in. We're going to kick off on the right-hand side of the circuit, so we are going to start with the oval section. I'm thinking either Acura or the McLaren. Told you. Here we go. Damien Horvaten has gone already. It's green, green, green. He leads the way. David Van Roy and Alfie Nichols running side by side, going into the oval section straight away. We haven't started on the Grand Prix layout. We've started in the oval layout, and now these guys are flying away. Here you can see David Van Roy on the high side. There's William Bailey gone through, and there's Alfie Nichols also gone through at the same time here. Now it's all about pure speed in these LMP2s as they're hurtling off underway without any problems. Jonathan Williams leading the way in the GT3s at the moment. He's absolutely flying as well. And away go the GT3s side by side. Beamer's out in front. Then we've got a McLaren and a Mercedes on the inside here as these guys are just fighting for real estate, Jim. But a good start from Damien Horvaten. GT3s certainly give us some of the action.
I have to say, I'm quite impressed with that start across the board. Those guys went through that first oval section clean, respectful, giving each other a little room. Nobody doing anything crazy. I mean, I don't know how long that's going to last, but the first lap was great through there.
No, I agree. 1 hour, 13 minutes. Over they go. Are they all going to make it through here cleanly? Yep, no major dramas for anybody at the moment, which is always good. But I can tell you one thing, it looks like we've lost Scott Carlson. Oh, Scotty! First victim of the second variante. Hurtling through here, 180 miles an hour. He goes straight on, gets it all wrong, hurtles into the wall, and job done for Scotty Carlson. There's been a major crash in the GT3s. Quinton Price, Marc Ossier. Oh, Quinton's out of control. Into the barrier he goes. And then also, oh, mate, hold your brakes, bro.
Yeah, that was unnecessary.
Yeah, he gets a slide on, doesn't hold his brakes, goes back across the racetrack, spins more, still not. We're still rotating the wheels. Bang. In goes that BMW, and bang. Carlson, Hanley, Price in pit lane, DeGrand in pit lane, Marc Ossier in pit lane. Wow, not a good look for some of them there. Unfortunately, Jim, there wasn't many brakes being held.
No, that's seems to be a trend this weekend as well. Maybe something to do with the full moon, but yeah, that's just unfortunate for those guys that got caught up. That wasn't their incident, and you could see. Well, I'm not sure which one that was, but somebody was even down on the grass trying to clear it between the grass and the wall to get away from it, and then still got caught up in it.
I think that was DeGrand there. Unfortunately for him, in that Mustang. On board we go with Alfie Nichols, 6th gear at the moment. What is he topping north of in the draft? 188, 187. Don't forget the initials tonight, boys. You'll have the missus talking. You're not taking your lunch money again. I won't. I will bring them up for you, Sean, and I promise you she will not moan once. Well, can't say that,
So
Sean.
that's his wife that's always on the, because of, it's his wife because of Sean and his brother, Terry.
Yeah, and then it's his missus that always moans that the initials need to go up because she can't tell them apart, apparently. Through they go, no dramas here. What's going on with Jonathan Williams, Alan Purser, Tim Probert, Brian Faluna, Hayden Young, James Hillerick, all in this one. These guys are continuing to make it through the second variante they go. Oh, there's a move on the outside from the McLaren there. Probert going to try and stick his nose in. No, doesn't make it through. He makes it through the bump though. Faluna, Young in that section. Young in the Mercedes. James Hillerick in there as well. He's in the Mustang. And he's gone for pure pace with the Mustang. It's not her fault. She isn't the brightest bulb in the packet.
Oh my gosh.
Sean likes to sleep on the sofa this evening.
You'll be able to tell them apart now, because Sean will be the one walking funny because he slept on the sofa and his back's out.
Yeah, or he'll be the one that won't be there at all. She'll pull the plug on the internet. One of the two.
Right.
Tim Probert through Ascari coming out now. tucked in right behind. He starts making a move to the left-hand side. We've lost Hillerick. Oh, James Hillerick has had some drama at the same time, but it's side by side. The BMW of Alan Purser, BMW Tim Probert, Brian Faluna in here as well. If you don't tell us, you won't never know. It's on YouTube forever, Sean. I like to point that out. So good luck on that one. Now we're going
and
once more.
What's the chance you and I don't tell her this afternoon?
I'm not getting involved in any domestics, Mr. Cunningham. I can tell you that much.
That's probably a good idea.
Not my job. I'll just tell her to go back and watch the first 10 minutes of the broadcast. She'll be able to read it for herself there. And as these guys go hurtling round now as well, 2v2 on that run. Brian Faluna in the background. Alan Purser's there.
That's so awesome. Look at that.
Through they go, side by side. BMW. Then we got a Mercedes of Aidan Young tucked in behind the McLaren of Probert, coming into the right hander now. I can't give you a corner number because I have no idea what corner number this is, but they're still running side by side. The bottom lane, top lane, BMW top lane, making that outside line work. It's pure Dega style. Almost here, coming off the bump. There's a nasty little bump there. You can see the McLaren lift off. Now you can see the Mercedes almost looking to pull out here. Is he going to be able to make it through before we go into Curva Bassano? It looks like Panel Hanley had some drama. He's off in, unfortunately for him. De Grand is out at the moment. Coming into Curva Bassano, some BMWs of Williams and Purser. Probert Young. Chaplin has gone past Tidwell. He's made a move. Tidwell in that Lamborghini. I don't know how the Lamborghini's top speed's going to cope here, but I would have thought Michael Chaplin in that Mustang is going to be a little bit more comfortable with the top speed there. Looks like Alan Purser's had a drama. Oh, he was leading the top of the GT3s. Was there contact? Oh, absolutely there was. Brakes. Hold your brakes.
Oh, my gosh. Now he's got him held, but
it's been absolutely thumped in the process. That BMW now looks like a blinking hovercraft. Alfie Nichols still tucked in behind Damien Horvath, and 107 on the clock. This is getting very frantic all of a sudden here, Jim. It's like the full moon's come out again.
And what's funny is it's not happening where I thought it was going to happen at. I thought this oval was going to cause all the problems, and it's not even where the problems are happening at. The problems are happening on straightaways.
Yeah. See Nichols tucked in behind Horvath, and now surely Nichols is fuel saving the best of his ability, I would have thought. Tucked in behind him. Weather today, you can see it's dry, 29 degrees track temperature, 20 degrees outside in the air. It's quite a warmy one. And this double side, watch this, it's going to catch this GT3. They're going to stream past it like it stood still. And there you go, past it goes to the Harrods. McLaren on the right-hand side, I believe that's Marc Ossier, topping north here of 189 miles an hour. No Curtis Matthews at the moment. I can't see him anywhere. And Nichols tucked in once more. Getting very, very interested, but I think Nichols is fuel saving.
Yeah, I mean, he seems to be, or he's certainly biding his time. He's not in a big hurry to throw a move out there. And Sean, I don't think Curtis started today. I was looking for him before the race, and I didn't see him in any of the practice sessions. So I don't think he took the grid today. But he had a little loss in his family or a friend or something over the past couple days. So I think he might still be. Dealing with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Thoughts go out to Curtis Matthews and his family there. Hope he reaches out and has a chat and hope he is okay. But you can see here on the roof of this LMP2 of Alfie Nichols into the right-hander. We're going to go. Through he goes. He's got a little bit of a better line. He's going to get the exit. This is a very momentum-based car, this LMP2. You have to keep it running as much as you can. Into the oval section, Alfie Nichols doing the job. See there on the back from Horvath's car, that's what he's looking at the moment. Alfie Nichols, fuel saving, I believe, here as well, Jim. I think that's the thing for Nichols. So he doesn't have to run it flat out. if he's got
No,
a
I
car
mean,
in front of him.
That's a good strategy. By the way, David Van Roy just got by Chris Slane for third place back there in the LMP2s. He was right on him there for a few laps, and he managed to get by him. You know, this whole this section right here, it has kind of shades of Daytona. You know, with the road course and then the big high banked oval like that. It's kind of like a European Daytona.
It's not used a lot on the in iRacing leagues. In fact, I can't think of many that have actually gone and run this ones that we broadcast. You can see on the left-hand side as well. That's an epic shot of the track split in two. Nichols pulls out as well, not making it through on Horvaten. He is looking like he's just sat in behind it. Chris Slane trying to keep up with David Van Roy through Curva Bassano. They go now. You see the tracks getting very, very spread. Some are on the Grand Prix, some are on the old oval. Through they go. Van Roy takes that a little bit more comfortable than Chris Slane. Go down into GT3. Michael Chaplin in that Ford, making moves here. Up 10 places is Michael Chaplin. But is that the speed of the Mustang, do we think?
Well, certainly that high horsepower Mustang and this track are well suited for each other. But also, my guess is maybe Michael didn't have the best qualifying session because, you know, he's pretty reasonably quick, and you know he's handling a lot of the admin duties in the league right now, so he may not have had his full concentration on qualifying this morning. But he is certainly running well in the race right now.
He definitely is. Sitting sixth in class at the moment, which is great for him. We'll see.
So, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I was going to say we got LMP2s starting to approach the back of the GT3 field here. I noticed on the track map.
Yeah, we have. But we got 17th place of Scott Carlson first. Oh no, he's on the Grand Prix. The leaders for the LMP2s coming through the oval on the left-hand side of the track map there as well. I wish he would fuel save on other things. Please explain what you mean by that. I'm interested to know what you mean. Are you meaning that he's a little bit heavy-footed on his regular car, or fuel savers in, i.e. don't eat all the food in the cupboard, as Michael Chaplin gets a little bit of a slide on? Jonathan Williams has got Faluna tucked in right behind him here. I'd love to know an explanation of that one. There is no saying in this hobby. No saving, sorry, Sean. No, there definitely isn't, mate.
Yeah, there's not money saving for sure.
No. I think I know that more than pretty much most people.
Especially since we're all gearheads and, you know, we all want the newest equipment and the new wheelbase comes out and we need it right away, and, you know.
Well,
except for you do your NASCAR racing on the desk wheel. I love it. Yeah,
it's strapped to the desk. G920. Bish bash bosh, done. I definitely don't need to worry about anything else. Let's put it that way, Jim. I'm never going to be top of the class here, mate. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, that's all right. I got a big expensive rig and I'm still slow as can be.
Yeah, well, I definitely don't need anything crazy for my lack of ability. So, yeah, we'll keep it like that. We all turn into kids. We see something shiny and we want it. We absolutely do. As these guys are showing us here, they are racing around a virtual racetrack that have not been used in a very, very long time in real life. So, you know, it just about goes to show what's going on here. Hayden Young is in the Merc. He's being caught from the BMW. Faluna's staying there in the Porsche as well. That annoying whistle coming out of that Porsche. You can hear it now. That slight whistle, something sounds like tinnitus in my ear roll as they're going in here. Oh, Faluna's lifting.
We should do a crank it up lap inside the Porsche.
Oh no, God help anybody who wants to listen to that. Nobody wants to listen to a crank it up lap inside the Porsche. It would be absolutely deafening. But if I can tell you one thing, Faluna is fuel saving his absolute head off there as well. Alfie doesn't drive, so where would he fuel save, Alan?
Okay, this is getting better and better.
Yeah,
I need
interested
plenty
in
of information now. Yeah.
fuel saving on his stomach when he goes to raid the cupboards. I don't know. Something like
On
that.
the
maybe?
lawnmower, maybe? Riding lawnmower, who knows?
Oh, I do. If he's in the UK, mate, he ain't got a garden big enough for a ride on a lawnmower.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's true.
Pushing Horvath 183.
Yeah, he has no interest in passing him for sure.
No, dude, he's got none. Zero.
None.
Chris Slane might be having a go at David Van Roy. Is he going to be able to make a move? No.
Once I saw Van Roy get by Slane, I was thinking that he was going to start creeping up on the back of Nichols and Horvath, but they're not. He's actually going the other way. Of course, with Alfie drafted him like he is, they're probably running pretty fast lap times, really.
Yeah, I think that's the interesting thing with this circuit. You know, it's very. This is the definition of a very NASCAR-based oval with a little bit few of squigglies. I think that's basically all they've got here. You know, the corners, you've got Lesmo 1 and 2, you've got Ascari and Parabolica, that's it. The rest of it is running flat out. And if you're not fuel saving, well, you're going to use quite a lot here, as John Gardner is showing us at the moment. He's behind Bradley Tidwell. They are going to use a lot of fuel over a quick period of time, because obviously they're going to be running full flat for so long, Jim. That's going to be the interesting thing in pit stops.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what the difference is in Alfie and like Horvath or David Van Roy, or, because he clearly has been fuel saving this entire run. And it's going to be really interesting to see how much that's paying off for him.
Yeah, absolutely. I do fully agree. See how far he goes. He's going to hold off for an undercut, I think. He's definitely settled in. He definitely was. Yeah, there was no real aggression. There was no real movement. He's just pushing him along there. There's John Gardner now here in the in the McLaren, loses a little bit of time to Tidwell. There's Tidwell in front. We've got an LMP2 of the recovering Scott Carlson in front of us, and he's trying to recover his way through. John Williams here with Hayden Young, but Williams has got Faluna for company, and Brian Faluna there in that Porsche. The Rexy livery on the board. Is he going to be able to go now? Faluna looks at pulling out. Is he going to pull out? Nope, tucked in. Is he another one that's settled in?
It would seem like it, doesn't it? I mean, that's probably not a bad strategy for this first run. Take it as deep as you can. That means you're going to be able to gain time in the pit stop, because you're not going to need to take as much fuel. The one thing that's striking me the most interesting so far about this race is the fact that the oval is not at all playing a factor like I thought it was going to. And what it's really doing is it's making for some interesting racing. They're able to run side by side through there when they want to. I think, based on what I've seen so far, I would love to see this layout used more. It's fun, and it's it's not near as manic as we thought it was going to be, or I like it.
Well, the first obviously lap a little bit was a little bit chaotic, and now they've all sort of settled in here, and I think that's the thing now. They're all getting into this fuel window saving situation, because obviously they've got 65%. Generally, in the LMP2s, if it's a full tank, it's normally 40 minutes, maybe. Might be a little bit more at some tracks, but unfortunately, obviously, where they're on the gas so much, I think that's going to make a massive difference. And I think it's the pit lane is going to play a massive part. And Chris Slane already in it. He's already gone in. He's got his pit limiter on. Is this an actual pit stop?
Well,
surely he's not got a driver already.
No, I think it's a pit stop. He got separated from David Van Roy by a lap car or two, and he lost a second and a half really fast there. And I think he probably said, let me pit so that I don't, I'm not following this lap traffic, having to deal with it. He goes, let me try to get some clear track maybe and go ahead and get his pit stop and potentially do an undercut on some of the guys in, in front of him.
Well, we're going to find out.
Overcut.
Find out what he's done here, as we're going to keep fighting keep fighting and keep fighting as these guys are going to drive and hurtle around at 170 mile an hour plus for Luna through Ascari, chasing down Williams, still in that BMW. I don't even think Luna's got any remote interest in making this pass. He's covered that BMW off for a very long time. Bradley Tidwell has got Michael Chaplin in front in the Mustang, and he's got the McLaren, sorry, of John Gardner in and around him. Still lots going on, but I think we're going to end up on a very fuel strategy based race here.
Yeah, it's looking that way. Obviously Slane was just doing his pit stop because he had a very normal pit stop there, I think. Bailey also pitted early in that LMP2, and he had a really fast stop. He pitted on lap 5, which was, if he could make it from there, that's an interesting strategy.
Yeah. Well. Oh, okay. So this is quite interesting, really, in conjunction with this oval. The Monza oval was used for the last time in 1969. As these guys are going to fight, I want to see what happens here. Is Tidwell going to go for the move? He's carrying that overspeed he has through the underside. He needs a push from the McLaren tucked in behind. It looks like Brand has had another bit of a dramatic moment, and Tidwell in that Lamborghini puts Chapman right out high, wide and handsome. Chapman loses 2 spots. Now is Tidwell going to lose a spot to Gardner in behind him? As these are hurtling down now, coming into Curva Bassano. The long looping left-hander, Horvaten's in, Benroy's in, Nichols is in. So Nichols didn't save any fuel there, Jim. He was just sat in behind him.
Well, that's not necessarily the case. He's also the first one out of the pits. So he was the first one to go green coming out of the pit. So that means he had the fastest stop by a second or more over the other guys. So that's a couple of gallons or a couple of liters of fuel, difference. So he picked up a second there or so because of maybe fuel saving.
Yeah, great job, but they're not lasting very long. 20 minutes, 23 minutes, maybe here as well. The oval was found to be too dangerous, and from 1970 on, the 1,000 kilometers of Monza was held only on the road circuit. After the 1969 race, the high-speed circuit layout wasn't used anymore. So there has been some reenactments of historical reenactments at Monza over the years, but it was mainly 1969. But it was never, ever used again.
I mean, I think that's an era where the cars got so much faster. It's just like the Nordschleife. It got to where the cars were just too fast for some of these old circuits like that.
Yeah, from 1969 onwards, there is no oval circuit listed. It looks like JT's having a little bit of a break there as well. So there you go. The quarter names are very interesting as well. I can't pronounce it, but one means north and one means south. The Nord and Sud are the corner names, and at the moment these guys are coming into Sud. There is a name before that, but unfortunately I'm not Italian, I can't really pronounce it. Same reason F1 was banned from racing at Nürburgring. Yeah, I think, to be fair, I'd like to have seen F1 carry on at Brands, Sean. I would have loved to have seen Brands get a little bit of a refit and get the license go and do that. I'm sick of looking at them going around Silverstone. I've got to be honest, it's driving me absolutely bonkers. I wish they would go somewhere else, to be bluntly honest with you, because I think it would make it even more interesting. We're running side by side at the moment here. Gardner on the right, Tidwell on the left, and then Chaplin in behind. Gardner does manage to make it through. He hurtles through there, and a great job from them. But we've got Michael Chaplin now putting Tidwell under pressure. Jim, I've got to be honest, Silverstone, it's doing me head in.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. As an American Formula One fan, to me, Silverstone has this I don't know, historic kind of vibe to it. I mean, I know doesn't go way back, but for what I consider the modern era of Formula One, it's pretty much always been Silverstone back. I don't know. It doesn't bother me. Maybe I'm not a huge fan to drive the track, but I don't know. It doesn't rub me the wrong way like that. But I'm sure there are tracks that do. So just like Coda, nobody likes Coda either.
Oh mate, Coda is a copycat.
Yeah, I knew that was going to do it.
Copycat course of about 5 different circuits.
Yep,
The guy who designed it was just like, we'll have a bit of that, bit of that, bit of that, bit of that, and put it together. Hey, suck it at the Americans, everyone.
That's exactly what they thought they were going to do, is copy several courses, take like the best aspects of certain courses and put it together. And, that's exactly what they did.
Yeah, literally they did. Well, they almost went back to Donington, didn't they? But they got knocked back too. But we'd love to see F1 at Brands. But nowadays, I think they're too big and too fast. Yeah, maybe, but it's got to be better racing in Monaco, Sean. I'm sorry, but round dual event, and it's just boring.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, the cars are getting smaller this year. The 2026s are going to be smaller.
Dude, it is just no. You can't. Monaco. If the most exciting thing about Monaco is if they put back to the hay bales on the side of the racer, that we would at some point see a car in the canal or in the ocean or whatever it is. I mean, that would make it exciting. I'd be happy with that.
Into one of those $100 million yachts that's parked there. Is that what you want to see?
Yeah, that's what I want to see. Monaco, I could go to sleep after one lap and wake up on the last one after eating me Sunday dinner. I don't even need to know the rest of it. Here we go, John Gardner at Tidwell. If you're on pole position in Monaco, you've won the race. Let's just put it that way. So there you go. Monaco has turned into a quali session. That's it. Once quali's done, we know who wins. Yeah, I agree, Sean. 100%. You are not wrong. Slane still in behind Ben Roy, taking the early pit stop. And they've come out almost side by side here through the Nord curve. I'm going to call it that because I think the first word is curve. I think it's Soprelevetta. Oh, I don't know. If there's any Italians that can pronounce it, go for your life. As these guys tuck in once more. But yeah, Monaco is just literally a quali track, and then whoever's at quali goes on and wins. That's it.
For the most part, that's absolutely true.
What do you mean for the most part? There isn't anything else to say against it, is there?
Well, I mean, wrecks and bad pit stops and things like that, penalties. But I mean, you're right. You're not wrong. But I mean, Monaco's going to be on the circuit for 2 reasons. It's arguably the second or third most famous classic race ever in history. It's just got that mystique about it. And then you got the Monaco money. That's it's the rich people's playground, and Monaco's not afraid to spend money to host that race, and in large chunks.
Yeah, Sean's watched his Monaco race. Okay, lads, I need to shoot for 30 minutes, but I'll be back at the end.
I mean, that's
literally,
true.
That's Monaco, Sean. What are you saying? We got boring racing going on here. What's going on? Jonathan Williams, Dukowski and Ollinger taking the GT3s into the pit lane. Rick Modric is now following around still with JT in front of him. JT having a good race at the moment, sitting third in Klaus there. Third place for JT. But he's got Bradley Tidwell in behind. Dukowski, Ollinger, pit stops are done. There's only a few that have not pitted. And at the moment, JT Sawyer is losing a bit of time to Brian Faluna. Rick Modric stuck it in there. I have to take the Ferrells home, but I'll be back. That's kids. I know that feeling. Sean, fair play to you on that one. As these guys are still scrapping away. Michael Chaplin in the mix here. Tidwell in front, and there's John Gardner wrapped in behind him. When you think about it, though, this is becoming a very fuelistic race, isn't it? We've got people just
it seems like
following.
That, yes. Yeah, which is, I sure didn't think, because regular Monza's not like that. but you throw the oval in there, and it does seem to have kind of settled into that, hasn't it?
Yeah, it definitely has, and I do wonder why all of a sudden we've got this here, because I've watched other cars go around here, and you know, I've seen them 3 wide in the SR8s. I've seen them do multiple different things, and I think for me, you know, they're doing the opposite of what we kind of expected.
Absolutely.
You know, for me, this circuit would be just full flat, move, get out the way. I'm not fuel saving. I want to go and race. But that's probably why I don't race.
That's probably true.
That's probably why I get myself in trouble in conjunction with that, Jim, because I think these guys are a little bit more sensible. They're all diving down into pit lane. John Gardner gone through as well. It looks like Scott Carlson in the LMP2s. That's all done and dusted there. But I think that's probably why I don't race, is because I don't have the ability to fuel save, Jim. I think that's my issue.
Look, I've seen you race. I've broadcasted a race you raced in, and I would definitely say that you are aggressive. There's no doubt about that.
I will like to point out, though, I did point out that that is exactly how I would be racing.
Yes, and you did. You backed it up.
I did fully on back it up as well. They didn't have a hope in hell. Did anybody else there? But there we go. Half of the GT3 fields in. Faluna's in and out. Williams, Sawyer, Modric and Chaplin all coming out in and around each other. Jonathan Williams looks like he has jumped Brian Faluna. Tim Probert has got a wicked pit stop, but then again, he pitted very, very early on lap 3. Jonathan Williams and Faluna are now in and around each other. There is, I believe, that's Damien Hall-Vayton, who is chasing down Alfie Nichols, but we've got the BMWs back together here. That is Alan Purser, who is a lap down, and he's got currently Jonathan Williams, I believe, in the front, Purser in the rear.
So, yeah, we kind of really didn't talk about this after the fact, after they came out of the pits and everybody settled back in, but obviously Alfie saving fuel and that faster pit stop obviously helped him get ahead of Horvath, and so that fuel saving strategy that he was running early on in the race paid off. Whether or not he can hold the lead is another animal, but Alfie's fast, so he's certainly going to be hard to pass up there, and he's actually kind of pulling away from Horvath right now.
Yeah, he definitely is, but John Gardner, Bradley Tidwell here, all fighting it out. There seems to have been an update on iRacing over the last week that's causing a little bit of blinking issues. I was not expecting this morning. But John Gardner, Bradley Tidwell, Brian Dukowski, all 3 of these in together. And then we've got JT, who has got Rick Modric still in behind him. I don't believe that actually changed. I think they were the same way. Tim Probert has had to jump back to pit lane. Oh, he's done that already. Damage on that car already. It's already crabbing for Probert. Here we go. What has he done? Coming into the left-hander of Cavabassano. Was there a touch of Horvath? Oh, little bit. But how did he end up then? Hold on.
That car's... No, there's something happened before that. Look at the way that car's handling.
Oh, it's crabbing like crazy.
Yeah, so he's hit something that we didn't see. It didn't just do that going off through the gravel.
Running straight. Oh, we did.
Might have been some kind of... I wonder if that was some kind of weird net code or... who knows? I don't know. That's weird, because now all of a sudden his steering is jacked.
Yeah.
Unless that weird blink just didn't show us, because we had that weird blink right there. Maybe there was an... Oh, there might have been an impact contact there. Yeah.
There was contact, but I don't... It shouldn't have damaged the car like that. He hasn't damaged Torvaton's car. And Rick still chasing down on JT. So we'll keep an eye out and see on this one. But starting to get a little bit more spread out now, Jim, as we carry on through this race.
Yeah, it is. There's still some nice battles out there. Sawyer and Modric are running right together. You got Young and Williams, Gardner and Tidwell. There's some good battles going on out there.
Mm-hmm. Starting to come back together.
Surprisingly, the LMP2s are starting to spread out a little bit, whereas early on we were seeing those cars running right together. It's after the pit stops, they've kind of all just settled in, but the GT3s are staying together pretty nice.
Major. Yeah. 39 minutes to go. And everybody getting a little bit more spread out.
I like that purple monster livery Gardner's got there. You don't often see a purple monster livery. I like it.
Yeah.
Good looking car. Oh, there's a Texas car right there. I don't know if that guy's really from Texas or not, but of course, if you're American, you probably know what Buc-ee's is. Do you know what Buc-ee's is? Oh, speaking of Buc-ee's.
It doesn't matter. Bucky has just gone into the wall. Chris Slane's also been off in that LMP2.
Oh, debris all over the track there.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's what got him.
Yeah. Chris Slane also been off track in the LMP2. He was obviously fighting out with David Van Roy. Was there contact though with that BMW? No. Slane gets it all wrong. Overcooks his braking point over the bumps, which is not going to do you any favors.
No. And then he hit the same gravel patch.
Yeah, spins it up in the gravel. And unfortunately for Chris Slane, he has gone round as well. Cody Bond looks like he's just had some dramatics. Starting to drop a little bit like flies here at the moment.
I say they really are. That's out of the blue all of a sudden.
Oh, he's already sliding for Cody Bonney there. Hold your brake.
He tried to power slide it through there. It didn't work. The traction control kicked in and stopped him from drifting it around that corner.
Yeah, Hilleric's back in pit lane again. A couple of people have taken 2 stops, Carlson and also Bailey in the LMP2s, but I think they've been setting their overall drama. So I think that's not helping them. But you see on the left-hand side, 1-1-1-2-2, 1-1-1-1-1, Basil 2, Hillerick 2, Hanalei looks like he's going to have 2, Price is registered 2, Ossier 2, Prober, Wolford 3, De Grand is out, and Purser, I believe, is out now. I don't think Alan Purser's still running.
Do you think all of those 2s down there towards the bottom, and obviously the 3 is, but do you think those 2s are guys that had incidents, were involved in something early, or do you think that that's some kind of quick pit strategy thing they had going on?
May, I can't answer that question. I really don't know. This is De Grand's downfall here. Ooh, Son. Already sliding. I wonder if you started here in that Mustang for De Grand. Oh, bro, you're already sliding.
Man, he was late. He was late on the brakes right there. Yeah. He was past the 50-meter board when he hit the brakes.
Yeah. And De Grand, unfortunately, goes off there for him. So Jack De Grand there. Jonathan Williams is mixed in at the moment. That is a back marker on Brian Faluna. Williams in that.
Oh,
Jesus.
Fun Rexy around.
That is a back marker of Alan Purser. He has just put Faluna around. And unfortunately, it's on a straight.
Yeah, that's most of our action's been on the straight today. It's so weird.
If I was Brian Faluna, I would be shaking in my boots by now through anger.
Yeah, I mean, he was running, what, fifth or fourth in class? I mean, he was had a nice run going.
Now he's been put round. How is that Porsche wheel looking? Still relatively
Not
straight.
bad, yeah.
What's the top speed though? 167. What's the likes of Tidwell doing? 174. Wow. At a high speed circuit, he is losing bucket loads of pace.
Yeah, bucket.
Wow.
There's just something about that shot right there, man. Like, you know, you see him do that at, like, let's say Daytona or Talladega, whatever. But that classic Monza coming out of that oval shot like that that's a really cool camera angle and shot there.
Ollinger and Bont in behind him, 172. Tidwell, 167. Faluna's a lot slower than that. So,
yeah, I'm sure he's got obviously front aero damage there, and probably some rear end damage as well, because where he got hooked on that back corner.
Man, I would not be happy.
No, especially how it happened. It was, you know,
sloppy.
Yeah, it was sloppy. That's exactly what it was.
Hard
to hold a straight line, you know. It's driving down the straightaway.
Yep. Tidwell, Gardner. Gardner's going to pass Faluna comfortably. Tidwell's going to do it on the next run up into the Parabolica. He's going to get through with no dramas here. Faluna is losing speed at a rapid rate. You can see on the left-hand side, 133, 38, 40, 44. I can tell you what, Faluna is probably just a little bit quicker at the moment, but Tidwell's going to get him in that next part, Jim.
Yeah, but they get especially when they, you know, get on the long straightaway or the oval section, they're going to, I don't think his car can make, he's pitting.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we got almost 35 minutes still in this race. That's a long time to limp around a high-speed circuit when you're 20 miles an hour off the pace.
Yeah. And there is the culprit in the middle of these three. Alan Purser, Jonathan Williams, JT. JT needs to get through. 33 minutes on the clock. I do wonder whether or not we're going to see 2 pit stops here from these GT3s.
It does kind of seem like that. I was questioning that when they were pitting the first time. I thought it was a bit early. But, yeah, I don't know. That's going to be interesting to see. I mean, obviously these guys have worked it out, and maybe that's why a lot of them have been trying to fuel save. If they're going to do 2 stops, the more you save fuel, the quicker you're going to get out of that first and second pit stop.
Yeah, I think Alan Purser might have a lot to answer to Faluna. He's not making it easy for JT either. You are under blue flag, son. Oh JT
no, that's
bumps Williams around. Another punt to pass. I think JT is waiting. Nichols and Horvath back in pit lane again. Is JT waiting? Nope, he's not. He's turned around and said, nope, not this time, I'm off. There is Alfie Nichols. There is Damien Horvath, who's going to get up and done first. Both got tyres on the jacks. Van Rooyen not yet stopped. He's going to come in the middle.
He's not taking tires. David Van Rooyen could make up quite a few seconds here, but I would think that tires are very valuable here because this is an old, rough circuit. And it would seem that you're putting a lot of side load on those tires going through that oval at those kind of almost 200 miles an hour, you know?
Yeah. JT, Hayden Young. JT takes the lead here, goes over the line. Hayden Young, 9 seconds off the... Did you crash going in pit lane? You do here. Oh, that's how you lose a lead of a race.
Good catch, bro. That was, yeah.
That's how you lose a bunch of time. There's JT in the background. JT says, thank you very much. He now leads Hayden Young. But that was the absolute chunk of time that Hayden Young lost there, and clearly we've seen the reason why.
Yeah, that was. I don't know if there might have been a little debris on the track there or what got him. He seemed to have it under control, so it wasn't like he flew in there out of control or anything. Maybe he just turned with his a little too much brake still in it, or his brake bias was adjusted wrong a little bit. You know, as a car lightens up with fuel, if you don't adjust that brake bias, it can get you sometimes, and maybe that's what happened there.
Yeah. So we watch these GT3s, 29 minutes on the clock. Jonathan Williams got Rick Modric there. Is Purser going to play the game? Clearly not this time. Is he going to play it going through Lesmo 2? Officially, he's under what we call blue flags here, Jim. I know that it's not very well documented, that blue flags, and obviously, you know, in here.
Well, there's what you're supposed to do, and then there's courtesy, and then there's both of them. And in this spot, he should be moving because he's a lap down, and he also should be moving out of courtesy. And he's fighting these guys that are on the lead lap, and he's already damaged one guy's race pretty bad. I mean, there's really no need to fight there. All you're doing is slowing yourself down. You know, you're not battling these guys. Let them go, and then you can keep running faster laps too, because you're not running these defensive lines trying to hold back these faster cars.
Yeah, make more sense. But
yeah, I mean, he's not battling them for position. Why give them that kind of, pits to get by you? And ultimately, one of these guys is going to get tired of it. They're going to put the bumper on you and move you out of the way.
Yeah, see, that's what I would do.
That's no doubt. I've seen it. No, but all jokes aside, I mean, you start messing with these lead lap guys like that, and eventually they're going to get tired of it, and they're going to move you out of the way.
Yeah, this is exactly my sentiments exactly. And if I was Rick Modric, I'd be looking at moving Mr. Purser just a little bit higher than he wants to. So, for him.
Plus you're not winning yourself any friends out there either.
Oh,
And
100% you're not.
When you need to get by somebody, they're going to make it really hard on you, and all that kind of stuff comes back, especially when you're racing with the same guys, week in and week out. It's not like running an official race where you don't see half those guys again, These are guys that you race with every week. What you do this week's going to come back on you next week.
Yeah. It's called karma.
It is called karma.
So, for me, I think, Williams not going to be best happy. Sorry, I should say Modric is not going to be best happy with Purser tucked in behind. Cody Bont and Heath Ollinger. Bont in that Mustang. You can see he's already had his own little dramas.
Yeah, well, there's been quite a bit of that today, and not where we expected it to happen. At least not where I expected it to happen.
Yeah.
Knock on wood, I don't even know that we've seen one incident on the oval part of the track today.
No, we haven't.
Certainly nothing major. I mean, there may have been a little bit of fender bumping or something, but I don't even recall seeing that.
No, there's been nothing at all in conjunction with that. Cody Bont side by side now with Ollinger. Ollinger on the right, Bont on the left. Bont goes through. Mustang power beats Corvette power.
It does indeed. Here, 2 American V8s, but that Mustang is tuned up these days with the current set of rules they have on that car. It is fast in a straight line for sure.
And it drives like a house brick in the corners.
Well, I mean, if you can drive a front engine car, well in these, if you're good in the Beamer or if you're good in the Mercedes, you can get that car to rotate, but it doesn't rotate as easy as the mid-engine or rear engine cars, obviously. But there's plenty of guys. Look at David Van Roy. That dude was lightning fast in that Mustang for a couple of seasons, you know, and he certainly got it to turn.
Yeah, he definitely did. He was very, very swift indeed. See JT Hayden Young still in front. JT and Hayden Young. Hayden in the Merc, JT in the McLaren. Then you got Williams with Modric. They've just closed all the way in as well. This is going to be a 4-car fight. Not quite sure Alan Purser should be in this, but he is. So we're going to find out if he does anything dramatic that's going to cause any more problems.
He's driving that BMW Power. You know, they're fast too. Those cars have a lot of straight line speed as well right now, and he's able to stay up there with these guys, and in turn give these other guys on the lead lap fits like what's happening right now.
Yeah.
You know, you got this McLaren just trying to get by, and all these, you know, how many laps down? We've been talking about this for 2 or 3 laps, and he hadn't got by him yet.
Yeah. No, I do agree. I think if I was Mr. Modric, I would be in voice chat about now.
That's very possible that's happening.
Giving somebody a lap down, a little bit of verbal diarrhea right about now.
Well, Modric is in there, but Purser's not. There could be a reason for that.
Yeah, it could be. Does he let Modric through? Nope, he runs him side by side.
Still going to fight him. And that BMW, as soon as they hit that straightaway and that BMW's horsepower kicks in, that McLaren can't get by it. I mean,
yeah,
you know, if you...
I don't know how I feel about this, to be honest.
No, I mean, I'm sure he's got some sort of argument that says that, you know, he's able to maintain the speed to stay there. It's his right to do that or whatever. And maybe it is. I don't really think it is. If you're a lap down and you're seeing a blue flag, you should have to move. But, you know, there'll be, you know, that's what admins and stewards are for. So if I'm sure there's going to be a protest filed by, was it Bologna? Yeah, it was Bologna that he spun, right?
Yeah, Brian Faluna.
Yeah. Faluna. So I'm pretty sure Faluna's probably going to protest that move. So, you know, they may have a chance to discipline him and address that situation.
Yeah. Where is Williams in the BMW? Purser's in behind, a lap down. Then you've got Rick Modric. Gardner and Tidwell are also running very, very close together. In fact, they're that close together. Coming down into Curva Bassano. Tidwell managing to hold on over Gardner. Oh, Tidwell's in the wall.
Oh, God. Oh, man. Yeah, he just got a little bit off there, didn't he?
Yeah, he got a little bit loose coming through Curva Bassano. The car went light on the back end. And unfortunately for Bradley Tidwell, he went and donked the wall. But GT3 lead getting very, very hot indeed. Hayden Young, Sawyer, Williams and Modric. Nichols still leading LMP2 with Damien Horvaten in behind that. Van Roy in 20 seconds back from Horvaten. And Chris Slane and also William Bailey with Scott Carlson still running. Fair play to them for still running, as most would have given up by now. But you can see Purser's 8 laps back from the leader of LMP2 and 7 laps back from the leader in GT3. And if I was Brian Faluna, I would be absolutely spitting bubbles.
I no doubt he's gonna take issue with that for sure. And you know, yeah, that's a bad situation right there.
7 laps back from the leader.
This is the closest that McLaren has been able to stick to him, though, right here. Let's see if he's got something for him here coming out of this draft.
Yeah,
because this is the first time he's This is the first time he stayed that close. Nope, he's getting pulled away on again. Those BMWs are fast. They are so fast on a straight line.
Yeah, you see them link up, and then all of a sudden, that's it. Do you know what I mean?
Gone. Yep. Yeah, and apparently they do draft well together like that, you know. But yeah, that's yeah, I don't know.
No, me neither. I don't know either.
You know, you don't want to just harp on it, but you know, come on, man, get out of the way.
Makes you wonder where the McLaren would have been if Purser wasn't sat there.
Yes, sure. Yeah, and that's the current problem with driving the McLaren is if you are a, you know, top speed type guy, I mean, a really fast driver, you're at a disadvantage in that McLaren right now. It handles well, but on a track like this, it just does not have the horsepower to keep up with the Mustang and the BMW. I have to say, Bradley Tidwell driving a Lamborghini was having a pretty good run there until he bumped the wall. But when was the last time we saw a Lamborghini that was competitive? You know, it's been a while.
Yeah, he was competitive last season for a bit. Obviously, over the tri-season that they did do, he had his moments and was fairly competitive there. And I think at one point was leading the championship, if I remember correctly. I may not remember correctly. I'm sure he was, yeah, at some points. But I think, because where did he ended up finish, Mr. Tidwell? Final results with drops for the Pro-Ams. He was champion in that Lamborghini in the Pro-Ams.
Wow. Yeah, well, obviously that car suits him because there aren't very many people that are fast in the Lamborghini and haven't been for a while.
Yeah.
But you know, it's about what car suits you. There's a guy that races in another league that I belong to, and that guy is blistering fast in that Lamborghini, and nobody else can, you know, drive it anywhere like that. So you know, just what car suits you.
Yeah, I think
it's just
that's
like the Mustang.
Yeah, I agree.
Like I couldn't get any speed out of the Mustang, you know. I can't get the car to rotate like some of these guys can. But you take David Van Roy, you know, he was. I raced against him, and he was, you know, 6 seconds a lap faster than me in the Mustang.
Yeah, it's amazing how that does happen, though. To be fair,
I think it's a comfort thing to some degree, and it's also the style, your driving style and the style of car, you know, just like somebody who's obviously so yeah, it's just like Bradley Lovings in this league. You know, he's really fast in that Porsche because the Porsche suits his driving style. And he's not quite as fast in some of the other GT3 cars, but he's fast in that Porsche.
Got Carlson back in pit lane in the LMP2s. The Grand looks like he's had another moment. Bonte looks like he's had a moment as well. But Hayden Young there leading the way in that Mercedes as we're going into the final part of this race, Jim. I don't know, I think due to fuel saving, I don't know if it's been quite as thrilling as I was hoping it would be.
No, I agree. It was, yeah, what I thought was going to materialize didn't at all. Like drama on the oval, and that didn't happen at all. And like you said, the fuel saving, there's been a lot of just bumper to bumper, just driving around the track and not a ton of passing. We saw some, just like what we're looking at right here, this battle on screen.
That's a back marker, that's how others should have been out of the way.
Three of those GT3s just dove into pit road right there.
They've crashed going in pit road.
Oh my goodness. Was that Purser wasn't in that, was he?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Please don't tell me that he did this. Oh my God, he did.
Very early. Purser, I
mean,
feel he broke early. Where did Williams break?
no, I mean, he was getting slowed up for he slowed up right at the line. Look, right there. There's the line. He was slowed up right at the pit entry line, and he just got flat run over.
Let us know what you think on that one in the YouTube chat there. Who was responsible? Seems a little bit weird.
All right, so
No,
I mean,
that's a hard one because Purser, if you watch Williams slows up at the first line.
I mean, he does slow up a little early.
He slows up on the yellow line, right? So he slows up on the yellow line.
Right there is where he hits.
Right. Now, watch where Purser slows up on the first white line, crossing it over. So he slows up there. Bang. Do you see the difference? There's the line with the cone, and then there's a line before the cone.
Do it one more time. Let's see.
Right, so watch where... So, watch. Coming in pit road, right. So they're entering now then. There's the first white line. That's not the cone line. Purser's on the brakes.
He did. Purser braked way,
Williams slows up for the cone line. Purser slows up for the line before that. And then they all have some dramas. It's going to be a very, very interesting conversation.
Oh, yeah. Well, and so who was that behind him? That was Williams that hit him? No. Who was that hit?
So Purser
who was that hit?
Purser hit Williams and Modric smacked Purser in the rear end.
Modric, yeah. So obviously Modric is going to have a problem with that.
JT and Hayden Young both in for their second stops going into the final part of this race. We've got breaking into 13 minutes. There's been a two-stopper for a lot of these guys. There goes Hayden Young. There goes JT.
So I wonder if our leaders in the LMP2 class are going to have to pit again.
Lap 18, they have just about done one 7 laps ago.
Okay, so no, they shouldn't then.
Yeah, that's what we're saying, Curtis. But if you have a look at the braking distance from pit lane entry, Purser slows up before the first pit lane.
Yeah, he slowed up way before the pit road commitment line. He slowed up just as you get off the track, right there. Yeah, right there.
And then
he's hit the brakes already.
And Modric has got nowhere to go. And then unfortunately, well, the next part of what went on was the fact that Williams went and shunted into Purser, and Modric said, "Okay, I'm going through." So yeah, but good luck whoever's doing this. Oh dear, nowhere to go there. No, there weren't, Connie. You're right. There was not anywhere to go.
Well, I mean, you certainly could argue that Purser slowed up early. Now, you could also argue that you're never supposed to hit anybody in the rear end, but...
Well, you're not.
I think when somebody makes a braking move or some kind of move that is completely out of where somebody would normally expect a braking maneuver to happen, I mean, that's just like if you're going down the straightaway and guy slams his brakes on in front of you and you hit him. Are you at fault?
Well, are you?
I don't think so. If it's a reasonable racing move and you hit them, yeah, you're at fault. But if if it's something that's completely out of context of what a normal person would do, then I don't see that you're at fault in that situation. I don't think Modric is at fault there. He was not expecting Purser to break where he broke. I mean, he was, 10, 15 car lengths from the commitment line.
Yeah, absolutely. Brian Faluna there, sitting now back in 4th place.
But Faluna will have opinions.
Yeah, Faluna will have an opinion. They'll probably sit back and go, oh, well, they went off. So,
well, it worked out for Faluna. He was able to recover some of those spots he had lost.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's for sure.
Barry Acker there in YouTube chat. Yeah, I mean, I feel that's on Alan, unfortunately. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I agree. That's the way I see it anyway. But, you know.
Absolutely there as well. Connor gifting memberships there in JP in the YouTube chat. I know we've just given out 5 for people in YouTube chat as well. So enjoy the new wonderful emotes that you can go and have a play around with that are there at the moment. There are more in development. So, but we haven't got a set amount. So there we go. Have some fun. On that one. But yeah, I don't know. I suppose the question will be in the first place is, should Alan have been there? You know, we've still got the debate of whether or not he should have moved over. But yeah, I don't really know how that one's gonna work. I think there's going to be a lot of conversations about it into the final 9 minutes now. The LMP2s have really settled down. They've literally not done a lot.
And
Alfie flying, David Van Roy in 2nd place, Damien Hobbaton is in 3rd. Why are you in 3rd? I wonder if you lost more time coming out the pit lane. No, they've all done
Van
3
Roy's
stops.
been in 2nd since I think Van Roy took over 2nd after that last round of pit stops.
Yeah, he is there. There was David Van Roy, there's Damien Hobbaton and Chris Slane still running. William Bailey and Scotty Carlson still out there in the LMP2s. In the GT3s, it's Hayden Young out in front by 4 seconds over JT Sawyer. That's just come out of the pit lane cycle. And Rick Modric has managed to claim 3rd place ahead of Brian Faluna and Michael Chaplin and Tidwell, Gardner and Williams. That is a back marker behind us for Rick Modric. That is Cole Woodford, I believe. Chris Woodford, sorry. And he is sitting in behind with Mark Ossier in that Harrods livery. Please don't give Rick Modric grief. He's had enough already. Alan should have never been there. He should have moved out of the way laps ago. And dumping Brian like that was wild. Lots of blinking going on. Is that the driver or the broadcast? Right. Let me tell you something. At this moment in time within iRacing, I cannot spectate a session. That is happening at this moment in time. We are having to spot people to be able to bring the broadcast because it will not let me spectate it. So if the person that I'm spectating has got dodgy internet, unfortunately, regardless of what I try and do with my 900 up, 900 down fiber optic, it's not going to really make a lot of difference. Also, I will also say, since iRacing have done updates over the last week due to the technical issue that they had on Thursday that crashed their whole system, I have been getting insanely wild CPU spikes, which is what is partly due to the blinking as well. The CPU spikes have extended it all down 1 CPU core. When I have 16 that they can play with, and they don't. So they send it all down 1, and that has been happening since the major technical incident that they had on Thursday that literally shut my racing down for a few hours. And of course, I can't spectate it. So, and you know.
So are you still trying to spectate from the regular league event page?
Yeah, you can't.
No, that's closed down permanently now. I think you have to go to You have to go spectate under the spectate button, and then you click on leagues, and then that you can spectate from that page now.
That's just a ridiculous way of doing it.
I know.
Why would they take the button away that makes it so much easier to spectate people?
I 100% agree, but they've moved it now so that you can't spectate from the regular race event page.
Yeah, even Connor Pink has been terrible since Thursday. Honestly, really bad. Yeah.
It has, yeah.
I don't know what they've done or whatever went on Thursday, but I was in a session just about to start broadcasting it. Next, everybody got kicked out, and then it went straight into maintenance. So whatever they've done since Thursday, when the problems lie, it's been causing, well, clearly not just me, issues here either. So yeah, I'm not quite sure what come out of that one. Gardner, Williams, Tidwell, and Michael Chaplin. These are battling away for the 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th spot.
That's a good battle right there. I was sitting here looking at that while we were talking. This is a really good battle.
Yeah, 5 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, 5 minutes to go, and these guys are all within about a second and a half of each other.
Yeah. But it was fine earlier on as well, Curtis. Let's not forget, obviously, I'm running on a US server, and if it's been sucky since they've updated something on Thursday, then it could just be continually sucky. So there we go.
That's an official term. That's a technical term, sucky.
Yeah, pretty much. Connor said, yeah, we were in an endurance yesterday. Couldn't even see the driver. But there you go. But it's not just me. And it goes again, and I'm not actually touching anything either. My hands are on my legs at the same time. So, yeah, unfortunately, I don't know what they've done on Thursday. I haven't seen any notes about it, to be blatantly honest. But whatever they've done is gone and made it rough. So there we go. Now, I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, that's been like 2 or 3 days of afternoon in the U.S., which is very rare. We don't usually ever see maintenance in that time of the day unless there's a big time problem. So,
yeah, Thursday just went off, and then people couldn't get back in. Then it kicked us all out. Then the session disappeared. Then the UI crashed, and then iRacing went in maintenance. That was it. That was the verdict on Thursday of what went on. So yeah, so I do apologise, but unfortunately, there's not a lot I can do.
Well, at least we're getting through it. We haven't had any more connection issues, so we're good.
It crashed on me getting into the session as well, so I had to restart iRacing getting in. So hence we were a little bit late going live. Not that you miss much, to be honest with you, but it's the way it's been. But on board with Tidwell for Lesmo 1 and 2.
Man, Chaplin was that back end stepped out on him a little bit right there.
Absolutely.
So he's got only 10 lap tires. He's all right still. He just must have got a little hard on the accelerator. Those Mustangs will get away from you if you got that traction control turned down.
I think as well that just got to be mindful if it's of the tire situation, because the Mustang is quite heavy usage, and that's the thing.
Yes.
And for anybody that doesn't understand the Mustang, it is quite a little bit of a brick on 4 wheels. I think that's the JP technical term.
If you run that car with very low traction control, it has so much power that it will just torch the rear tires. And you have to run low traction control really to be fast, right? And so you really have to have a ginger foot on that getting back on that accelerator. And he just probably got it a little bit too hard there and stepped out. But I mean, he controlled it nicely. He didn't lose the spot or anything. This is a good battle though, right here. I mean, they are.
2 seconds. Look at this, Jim. Alfie's coming around the final corner.
Is he going to?
He's going to be, now the question will be 148 on a 218. It's going to be the final lap of the race. Notice it's the other side of the racetrack. We've got to wait for him to go around the GP circuit to find out where he is in conjunction. But I think there could only be one more to go here for Alfie Nichols. You see the guys in the background. That's the GT3 battle we were looking at. Williams, Tidwell, Chaplin, all there.
Ooh.
Williams is just, how did the BMW outpace that Mustang?
Well, those BMWs I'm telling you, they've got a lot of V8 straight line horsepower too right now.
What have you been up to, JT? Oh, sunshine.
Oh, no.
Steady. There you go. He does manage to make it through there. Keeping an eye out where Alfie Nichols is. 47 seconds, and it's running up into Scari at the moment. going to be very, might not be too close, but I think it's going to have one more lap, and then it's going to be that's it on that situation. But Jonathan Williams with Michael Chaplin. I am surprised the BMW outpowered the Mustang, but Alfie's coming round now. Should be for the final time. We're going to have the white flag this time. 18, 17, 16, 15. I think it is the white flag. He's going to make it with about 5 to go. Yeah,
he should have slowed down there. That could have been
final lap.
Yeah, and he had 20-something seconds on Van Roy, so he could have slowed down and made that the last lap right there.
Yeah, you try telling a racing driver that.
I know that. I know.
Chaplin settles in once more. This is 4th, 5th, and 6th in GT3. Heath Hollinger. Oh, Brian Faluna looks like he's having a go with Heath Hollinger further back here. Keeping an eye out for our leader. He's just going through the oval. So he's got a whole lap of the GP course to do first. But Brian Faluna putting Heath Hollinger under pressure. Michael Chaplin putting Jonathan Williams under pressure as well for the final time here. These guys are going to have the
all
GP.
over him.
Yeah, but he's not making a move at the moment. I don't think he's got quite the speed in that Lambo to make it through. We've only got a few.
He's using that draft right now, though. The Mustang didn't. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
He's only going to have the GP layout left.
Yeah, I mean, it's so close. I was going to say he wasn't the Mustang wasn't tucked right up behind that BMW, but then it did tuck up, and now because he's trying to make a run there, but I don't think he's going to get it done either. It seems like they're paced out exactly where their speed is. Like the BMW is just slightly faster than the Mustang, and the Mustang is faster than the Lamborghini. Now, there's an interesting car in the background there.
Van Roy has crashed.
Oh, no!
David Van Roy has crashed. He's put him straight in pit lane. We will pick up the leader very, very shortly. Oh, he just pulls over. David Van Roy. Alfie Nichols has got one more corner to go before he takes the checkered flag. Alfie Nichols takes the win in LMP2. Great job from him. Damien Horvaten in second place. And Chris Slane grabs third after, obviously, the situation there. In GT3, I don't know, Hayden Young is going to take the victory. He's got a long way to go yet, to be fair. He's got the whole of the GP layout left. Jim Sawyer's finished, Modric finished, Tidwell finished. So JT held on from Rick Modric for second and third.
Word is that Brian Faluna may run out of gas. I have the shadow on it. He's saying that he's running out of fuel. I think. I don't think he's going to make it. Oh, he said he's going to creep across the line. Maybe he's getting pushed. I think.
Yeah, he's getting pushed in there, Faluna. 0-1-0. That's Chris Wolford pushes him over the line. Hayden Young has just got to get to the end. He managed to stay in front of Alfie Nichols, which has basically put him right over the other side of the circuit. He's got Lesmo 1, Lesmo 2, Ascari, and Parabolica to go. So he's right around the other side at the moment. Here's Hayden Young. He's taken the win in the GT3.
So I guess Faluna still has one more lap to go.
No, Faluna's finished. Everybody with a checkered flag has finished. It's just Basil, Probert,
okay,
and obviously Hayden Young, who managed to get
because there was an LMP2 car still pushing Faluna around the track.
No, Faluna has finished. Faluna has finished.
Oh, there we go.
Basil.
All right.
Hayden Young's going to take that victory. Don't get smart, mate. Get it over the line.
I wonder if anybody's ever toasted it like that.
Yeah, this is where he spins it up now and puts it in the wall.
I really would like to know what happened to David Van Roy. I wonder if he. I wonder if maybe he's not going to compete in the points championship and just kind of decided to step out at the very end there so that he didn't take up second place points. I don't know.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, Harvey Nichols is your winner. Chris Slane in second, and David Van Roy did manage. I've got him down in third here. I'm quite interested to see if that actually stands or not, because where is Damien Horvaten? Why is Horvaten down in sixth? Hayden Young takes the win in GT3. Jim Sawyer, Rick Modric, Brad Tidwell. Then Michael Chapman, John Williams, John Gardner, Cody Bont, Ollinger, Faluna, Dadkowski. Why is he all the way down there? Then Hillary, Basil, Ossier laps down, Probert, Hanno, all laps down as well. Wolford further back, Quinton Price, Jake the Grand, and Alan Purser finishes off. But I'm interested to know why Damien Horvaten is all the way down to sixth place. Let's bring him in to the booth and maybe he can tell us why all of a sudden he's dropped all the way down into sixth on my live time. And Damien,
Oh, I did.
what did you do?
No,
He didn't cross the line.
no, I crossed the line.
Oh, okay.
It's just that, like, after, oh my,
What did you do?
no, after this, after the race, Faluna was out of fuel.
Yes.
So I push him a bit, on the track. Then he says, "Yeah, let's go the other way." I turn the other way, and there is I think it was Michael Champlin. He's done with the race also. So we play a game of chicken. We hit, and I get the DSQ.
Well, there you go. That'll teach you not to do it, wouldn't it?
Piss. What can I say?
I don't know, but you didn't finish second, mate. Well done.
I mean, I should have finished.
Nope.
Second.
Nope, you got demoted. All the way down in sixth, Damien.
Oh no! I talk with Bradley about this. This does not count, man. Come on, this.
Why?
Is
You go and start smacking cars after the race, Damien Horvaten.
It's
That
after-
is literally
It's after the race.
You and I both know iRacing runs right up until people get over the line and stop.
Yeah, he got over the line and we stopped by hitting each other.
Oh,
But there were other cars. But there were other cars that had not finished the race yet.
Yeah, because Hayden Young was still running.
Right.
You naughty boy, Damien. Anyway, how was it out there?
I tell you, he finished. I talk with admin, so this does not count. This is a P2.
No, it's a P6 there, Damien. That's what I've got.
I'll see next week. Next week it's P2.
All right, next week it'll be P2, but this week is a P6 after you being stupid after the line. How was the racing out there? You were a little bit lonely once you got the pit stops done.
No, it's how to find the nicer word. No, it was supposed to be a fun race. It wasn't for me, at least. It was fun after the line till I got a DSQ and you rubbed it in my face.
I didn't do it, Damien. That sounds like a you problem.
It's iRacing problem. No, to be fair, like a month ago, I think Dion got like a DSQ after the line and he got reinstated.
Yeah, but that's the owner of iRacing. You're a minuscule speck on their payroll that literally doesn't mean anything.
I'm his coach.
Oh, you hell. Anyway, Damien Horvaten, anyone you want to shout out? Because we could be here all day and I've got people to get through. Anyone you want to shout out before we let you go?
Nobody. Just you two for making me laugh a bit after this. All right, mate. Well,
you go and enjoy your sixth place, bud.
Oh, I will. You go enjoy. You're not racing.
No, I get to commentate on what you dropped down the order for making silly mistakes.
You're 800 iRating.
Hey, don't pick on me, mate. I don't care. You're telling me
your iRating's 800? I didn't know you were that good.
Oh, dude, mate, the thing is as well, he thinks that offends me. I don't really care. I spend more time up here than I do. Anyway, Mr.
Hey,
Mayton, bye-bye.
Good.
See you next week. Bye bye.
That's the
You're
thing, I don't
cold.
really care. I don't really care.
You're cold-hearted, man.
Yeah, that wasn't offensive to me. Anyway, right, let's have a chat with the GT3 winner, Mr. Hayden Young, here as well. Hayden, welcome in, buddy. How are you?
Thank you, mate. Thank you, mate. Yeah, finally. Finally won one. Finally won. Yeah, that was hard. That was really, really hard. That's my right foot is dead.
Yeah, the interesting thing for me is that mistake where you decided that you weren't far enough out in front and you wanted to bring JT back into it.
Yeah, it's difficult. I had fuel in my head all the time. I thought, are they saving fuel behind me? Are they, Then I thought, well, if I push hard enough, because I was quicker per lap on my own than they were. I was making up. I don't know where I was making up, to be honest with you, but I just seemed to be coming out the corners a lot better.
Yeah.
And I just thought, I'll try and push, make the gap, and it doesn't matter if they save fuel anyway. So.
No, see, that's what I would have done.
Yeah.
I just want to run it full flat, run it dry, got into pits, filled it up, went out full flat, run it dry again.
That's what I did. That's exactly what I did. But the Merc, it's just so nice around here. When at the beginning of the week, when I saw it, I thought, I might get the Mercedes out. I do like driving it. It's just it's not very good everywhere, is it?
No, not really. But it's a good job that you're not stuck to one car for this season, isn't it?
No, that's it. That's what I thought. So I thought, right, I'll try the Merc. But yeah, well happy with that one.
All right, mate. Well done for you, dear sir.
Cheers,
congratulations on winning. Anyone you want to shout out before we let you go?
Yeah, everyone watching. Shout out to Alfie winning it. Teammate again, Timmy had a bit of a coming together with someone. I think I can't remember who it was, but yeah, he took him out quite bad. But anyway, yeah, shout out to everyone and you guys. Yeah, another great job. Thank you very much.
Man, awesome job. Well, Lottie says, get in there, Hayden.
Yeah, she sat behind me. I could hear her.
Oh, okay. Fair play. All right, mate. Have a good one.
Cheers. Thank you.
Bye,
Thank you.
bye.
Take care. Bye.
Right, let's go. Chris Slane, who was promoted after the race after Mr. Damien Horvath did something completely ridiculous to himself and grabbed a second place. Chris, how are you?
Good, man. How are you?
Oh, dude, I'm all right. I've just watched the race. Do you know what, though, Chris? It was a bit of an anticlimax for me because I thought we'd see this hustle, bustle, overtake like I've watched in an SR8 race. They were literally swapping it forward. But it was a very fuelistic. I don't even know if there's a word.
Yeah, it was kind of like, just felt dead. Like it was, all you did was, it was kind of fun, but it just, my right foot and knee are killing me because that's all you did was stand on the right pedal the whole time.
That's what everybody's saying.
Yeah, that's
and
the
then
thing.
If you got that bump wrong in that in the second chicane that's not there, man, that I didn't practice a couple of times. I looped out there, so I had to go through there kind of gingerly. So what do you happen? I was in fourth, and I'm coming up on the last corner, and then all of a sudden I go across the finish line. I was third, then I went to second.
Right, so David Monroe stopped. We don't know why. Stopped. I don't know why. Well, you know what I mean. He just stopped out on track and jumped back to pit lane. Damien Horvath was messing around with James Hillerick, smacked him head on. They were playing a game of chicken. And unfortunately, Damien gave himself 4 points and got a disqualification.
Oh, my God. That's terrible.
So he ended up down in sixth at the back end of the LMP2. Oh, yeah, it's so terrible, shouldn't it? You know what I mean? Oh, poor Damien. But then again, he should have been a lemon after the line. So there we go.
No, he got a wrong way penalty. He was going the wrong way on the track playing chicken, and they DQ'd him for that, just straight up.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So there we go.
Yeah.
But never mind, Chris. Well, listen to this. Anyone you want to shout out before we let you go?
Yeah, I just want to thank out to the Coffee Cup guys, you at the broadcast booth. You guys do an awesome thing here. Can't forget Will Bailey. He gave me a good setup for some of this stuff today. So, yeah, that's about it, man. Thank you again for hosting this, and thanks for broadcasting, man. I appreciate it.
Oh, man, no worries at all. Chris, take care, buddy.
All right, peace out, guys.
Right. That guy's got the kind of voice that you don't seem like you'd want to make him mad.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. He's just got that kind of cool, gravelly voice.
Yeah, let's have a chat, though, with your LMP2 winner, Mr. Alfie Nichols. Alfie, welcome in, bud.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, mate.
How's it going?
I'm all right, you?
I'm doing pretty good. Pretty good.
All right, first thing I want to talk to you about is we have Mum in YouTube chat like we normally do.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now,
Here we go.
Mum, we were talking about fuel saving, the fact that you did that basically behind Damien Horvaten for pretty much your entire first stint. Mum pops up in YouTube chat and says, I wish he would fuel save on other things. So the initial laugh was coming out. Now, obviously, I then discussed, like, do you have a heavy right foot because you were driving? She says that you don't drive. But she would never quite get to the bottom of what she meant by that, Alf. Do you have any idea what she means by that comment? That she wished you would fuel save on other things?
You know, I have no idea what she means with that. So I'll try figure it out, and then I'll message you later what it actually meant and clear that up for you.
Oh, you really don't you don't want to know.
I have no idea.
Some of the faults that were going through was quite horrendous, Alf. But anyway, it turned into a bit of an anticlimax out there, didn't it? Really?
Yeah, I mean, I have no idea what happened. I guess there must have been like some sort of incident because it was a couple seconds and then it turned into like 20 seconds, and I was like, oh, okay, well then, nice breezy race. Then I just cruise around to the end and just won't do any heroics. So it got very a bit easy in the end, I'd say.
Oh, listen to you. Blimey, Alf, you're supposed to say it was really difficult right to the end, but no, you're right, dude. It was really easy. To be blatantly honest, there was a couple. Once everybody started getting this little bit spread out, I think for me, I've watched other cars go around here, and they're constantly overtaking on the oval. They're constantly battling side by side. I've had 4 wide SR8s running around here, but it was just very fuel based, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the fuel saving really played a lot into this. I mean, I know my first stop was a little bit shorter because I was fuel saving behind Damien, but after that, I don't know what was going on with him because my stop seemed to be faster every time by a little bit, and I have no idea why because I didn't fuel save anything else after that first stint. So
how many tyre sets did you change?
Well, I changed every stop.
Because
why not? Yeah,
why
I
not?
can take tyres every time, so I might as well. Because the tyre wear wasn't bad. I was more worried about the tyre temps because the front left was getting very hot. I think at one point I saw like 110 degrees. It's like, okay, it's a bit extreme for a tyre. So I thought I'd just stop and change it each time.
Yeah, that's fair enough, mate. Well, listen, dude, well done on your victory. Anyone you want to shout out before we let you go?
I think Mum's got to be the shout out. Every week that I'm racing, Mum gets a shout out. So continues for this week as well.
You need to shout out.
I got to get her on the side of my car.
Yeah, otherwise you don't get fed. You know what I mean?
Or driven around, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah,
or
that's true.
Or Ubered about there, Alf. So there we go. All right, mate. Have a good one, bud. We'll catch up with you soon.
Yeah, cheers, guys.
Take care.
Oh, that's great.
Ladies and gentlemen, that brings this one up to the end. Final thoughts from you, Jim?
I mean, like you said, it didn't materialize like we thought. I blame whoever picked this race for that. Oh,
me.
Yeah, well,
whoops. It was me. I picked the track. I thought it was going to be more
no, I know.
exciting.
I did too. Overall, it was a good race. I guess my biggest thing is the drama that was created by the lap car and the couple different incidents that he was involved in. I would say that was interesting, and I kind of interested in finding out what the total outcome of that's going to be.
Me too. Right, guys, that's going to knock it off. Join us later on as we got the Tanzo versus OGRL full throttle racing kicking in, and then IGP as well. So join us along for that one. But I've been JP. I've been in the booth with Jim Cunningham. And as always, take care. Have a great week. And you never know, we might see you on the track sometime. Bye-bye.